Hello students. Up to now we have finished with the 3 parasites. All the parasites were endoparasites. First was the Plasmodium vivax. Second was Entamoeba histolytica. Both were protozoan parasite. Third one was the Ascaris lumbricoides, which is the helminth, or it is not a unicellular parasite, multicellular parasite. And the last one of this chapter is the Taenia solium. Now first we will see the systematic position of the Taenia solium. In this we can see the kingdom belongs to the kingdom Animalia, subkingdom is Metazoa, phylum is Platyhelminths, dorsoventrally flattened. Then class is Cestoda, subclass is Eucestoda. Order is Cyclophalidae. Then superfamily Taenoideae, family Taenidae, and then you have genus Taenia solium. Species is Solium. Like the Diogenian flukes, the class Cestoda consists entirely of parasitic animals, collectively referred to as the tapeworms. So this particular class is of all tapeworms due to their flat body. Of these, at least 10 species comprise the family Taenidae. The best known of these is the pork tapeworm Taenia solium and largely similar beef tapeworm, okay, that is Taenia saginata. The present account deals only with the Taenia solium, so we will only talk about the Taenia solium, which was named by the Linnaeus in 1758. The generic term Taenia is derived from the Greek word tani, which means band and refers to the elongate flattened shape animal. The specific name solium denotes the resemblance of the front end of the worm to the conventionally drawn figure of the sun. Now where you can find these various hosts. So man is the only natural definitive host of the Taenia solium, and the parasite is monoxous, means you may not find this particular parasite in any other animal. So although pig is acknowledged the intermediate host, so other than man, where you can find will be in the pig, but the larval stage, in the pig you will see the larval stage of the parasite, okay, and sometimes this can also occur in camel, dog, and in intermediate part man is also there, okay, but yet larval infection in pork is quite frequent. Even human infection with the bladder worm is more common than the infection with the adult. So this is one of the remarkable mysteries of parasitology. Worm is not uncommon in India. You may find it in India. Now what is the habit and habitat of this particular parasite? Now Taenia solium is obligatory endoparasite, require 2 hosts for completing its life cycle. Just now I have told you that the definitive host is the humans and the second intermediate host is the pig. If we are talking about Taenia solium, if we are talking about Taenia saginata, then the second animal will not be the pig but the cow, but we will not talk about that. So here definitive host, so in the body of definitive host, adult present, okay, adult, that is Taenia solium, is present only in the cavity of small intestine attached to its wall. So where it is present in Ascaris or Entamoeba histolytica, we have seen it is present in large intestine. Now here in this case it is present in the cavity of small intestine, okay, attached to its wall. But if we talk about its intermediate host, larvae usually occurs in various muscles, for example tongue, diaphragmatic trunk, limbs. Okay, so you may find them in different areas. Only in humans you will find them in the intestine, small intestine, but in intermediate host you will find them in different areas. Although other sites such as brain, liver and lung may also harbor them, but usually in brain very rarely this tapeworm has been observed, even in lung or liver. But yes, muscles or trunk, diaphragm, tongue, there you can find them definitely. So in all location bladder worm infestation means several thousand larvae may be present in that area. Okay, so in a half a kilo of you can say pork or half a kilo of the pig's flesh, you may find thousands of larvae. Okay, and giving it its a granular shape. So such pork meat is called as a measly and unfit for the consumption. Remember, measly meat. Okay, unfit for consumption. Small intestine is its environment. Okay, and it is immersed in the digested food. So parasite does not possess alimentary canal, and it extracts the nourishment through the integument. This is the adaptation. In previous lectures we have talked about the adaptation in these parasites. This is one of the adaptation, that this particular parasite doesn't have the alimentary canal, but it just extracts the nourishment through the integument. It absorbs it through the integument. The respiratory system is also absent because they are present in anaerobic area, and most of the time they are facultative anaerobic. Okay, and this will be the pathway for this energy development. Now just look at the external morphology of this particular parasite. Now look at the parasite diagram. If you look at the parasite diagram, you have three regions mainly. First of all, it is dorsoventrally flattened because this is a tapeworm, so very flat area. Body is narrow anteriorly and gradually broadens laterally. So anterior portion, this is the anterior portion, head region you can say, is narrow, and it become broader and broader at the posterior end. Size of this particular tapeworm varies from 3 to 5 meter, but few are recorded to attain the height about 8 meter. They can go up to the 8 meter. Generally it is 3 to 5 meter, but if person come to know about the tapeworm early and if medication start, then not necessary it will go to the 3 to 5 meter, even up to 1 meter they will be destroyed. So it can grow this much large. Body is usually opaque, white in color, but creamy, yellowish, greyish coloration is also common in these. So basically this whole body is divided into three regions. First is the head, or we don't say head, scolex region. Okay, then there is a neck region, area of proliferation we call it, neck region, and rest of the part, this is the strobila. Okay, and here the majority of part is the strobila. So we will see one by one what exactly all these things are. So if we talk about first of all the scolex is the hold fast organ. With the help of this organ, actually it attaches itself to the small intestinal wall. Okay, so this is the generally considered the anterior end. So this is the anterior end. So what is the shape of this scolex? It's a pear shape. Okay, look at the shape. This is the pear shape, four-sided. At the posterior end it possesses small terminal called as rostellum. Okay, it's a pear shape. Okay, you have these suckers at four parts, four regions, four sides, but at the tip of it you have rostellum. Just look at this diagram, okay, at the center you have rostrum and this whole area is this scolex, okay, and here you have neck. Now what are these things? So terminal, this rostrum, double row of curve pointed hooks are present. These are chitinous hooks, which are usually 28 in number, but sometimes it is between 22 to 32, depends upon what is the size. Okay, hooks are all of two types. As you can see here, this is a small and this is the large one. So small and long, small, large, or small and long hooks are present. They are arranged alternately. Okay, so these are alternately arranged, approximately 180 micron in size. Okay, each hook consists of base of guard, okay, which is fixed, a blunt projection or handle direct towards the apex of the conical outwardly directed blade, this part. Okay, so rostrum is capable of slight protrusion and retraction. It is capable of protrusion means going in front and again retract itself back. So protrusion and retraction, this whole thing is there. During protrusion, hooks are directed forward, but when rostrum is retracted, hooks are directed backward. So during the protrusion, hooks are directed forward, and when they again come back, rostrum, then it is directed backward. So generally mouth is absent in scolex. So alimentary canal is not present, so mouth is absent. The term head, frequently used for this scolex, is thus inappropriate actually, because head is essentially that part of the body where organs for perceiving and catching food are aggregated. But here there is no mouth. Okay, it measures about 0.261 mm in diameter. So this is about the scolex. The next part is the neck part. So just this much area below the scolex you have a neck area. Okay, it is situated immediately to the posterior of the scolex, posterior end, next to the scolex. This is an unsegmented, poorly differentiated area that is generally narrower than scolex, remember, and strobila. So this portion is narrower than scolex as well as the strobila region. Okay, and it is a continuously differentiating or budding zone area of proliferation that gives rise to immature proglottids. So these are all the proglottids, and this area, neck area, is the area where proliferation takes place, immature formation of proglottids. Now the third portion is the strobila. So rest of this part, which constitute the main bulk of the body, remember, it is made up of chain of proglottids. There are about 800 to 1000 such proglottids. It depends upon the size. It may vary, it may be less also. Each proglottid area bears the complete set of genitalia. So each part have the complete set of genitalia. Okay, this linear repetition of genital organs is termed as proglottization. Since the proglottids are budding off from the neck region and orderly in succession, the youngest proglottids are towards the neck, youngest are here, and the oldest are towards the posterior end. Okay, so youngest will be here and oldest will be the posterior end. Now depending upon the development of genital organs, proglottids are again distinguished into three parts, three types. One is called as the immature proglottid, another is called as the mature or reproductive proglottids, and the third one is called as a gravid or ripe proglottid. So immature, next to the neck area you have undifferentiated proglottid. Okay, so this is the this reproductive organs are either absent or in stage of development. So immature proglottid, at least 200 anterior proglottids are immature. Then you have a mature reproductive proglottids. That is, the mature proglottids are sexually mature, consisting of male and female set of reproductive organs, remember. These are the mature proglottids, as you can see. Okay, up to how much they are usually long. Okay, comprise about 4 to 50 proglottids. So immature proglottid will be nearly 200. Then you have a 4 to 50 proglottids. Okay, about 100 to 150 anterior mature proglottids contain only male reproductive organ, and remaining 300 to 350 contain both male and female reproductive organs. So remember, the initial 100 to 150 anterior mature proglottids contain only male reproductive organ, and remaining 300 to 350 contain male and as well as female reproductive organs. So mature proglottid is a complete reproductive unit in its own right and may undergo self cross fertilization. What is this self cross fertilization? That we will see later. Further, the third part, that is gravid. If already matured, then what is remaining? So gravid or ripe proglottid, these are found at the most posterior end of the body, and these are characterized by the possession of large and highly branched uterus filled with developing embryos. So in mature proglottids, you don't have the embryos. Okay, here fertilization may takes place, cross fertilization may takes place, and after fertilization whatever area is there, we call it as a rapid or gravid, ripe or gravid proglottid. Means here is the area where you have the developing embryos. So rest of the genital organs have already disappeared in this area after performing their function. Only embryo is present. They are longer than and broader than the mature proglottids. Posterior most proglottid cut off from the body, okay, and are expelled out of the body along with the fecal matter. So they are expelled out of the body through the fecal matter, and they contain the embryo. So you have immature proglottid again. In this immature proglottid, what do you have? In this immature proglottid, development of male and female genital organs takes place. Then you have a mature proglottid where male as well as female genital organs have been formed, and where fertilization may take place, and after that the fertilization, when embryo is present in the area, that we call it as a gravid proglottid. Now we will talk about the reproductive system of Taenia solium. It's a hermaphrodite animal. Okay, it will have both male and female genital organs within one area. So the most remarkable feature of reproductive apparatus is that a complete set of male and female organ is present, and each fully formed proglottid. So we are talking about the mature proglottid, remember. So most anterior proglottid are very short in length but very broad, and in them reproductive organs are undifferentiated. These are called as immature proglottids. So the generative organs first appear at about 200 proglottid initially, then male parts of system alone develop, then further proglottids are added. Okay, so most of the reproductive organs, both male and female, degenerate, and each of the elongated proglottid largely occupied by the branched uterus, which is full of embryonated egg later. Okay, so initially the 300 to 400 proglottids have the completely developed set of both male and female organs. So we will talk about both male and female organ now. So in male reproductive system, what is present? Okay, so male reproductive apparatus take form is essentially similar to that of liver fluid, but topographical arrangement somewhat different. So the male system begins as a small testis follicle. Okay, so what you have, numbering 375 to 575 and dispersed throughout the parenchyma of proglottid. From each follicle start the fine vasa difference. Okay, so in this diagram, as you can see, you have the sperm duct, seminal receptacle. Okay, so the sperm conducting ductules unite, eventually open into the convoluted vasa difference. Okay, then this duct passes towards the right or left of the and it enters the protrusible serous. Okay, as you can see here, this is the sperm duct and this enters into this serous pouch. These are the testes, as you can see. Okay, these are the testes. So this duct passes towards the right and left side serous. Okay, and at the tip of the serous is the male genital pore. This is the male genital pore, which is located, which opens into the genital atrium. Okay, located at the lateral margin of the proglotid. This is the lateral margin of the proglotid. Here this opens up. So here you have a testes. From this testes, the vasa difference, and here these ducts, they transfer these all towards the genital atrium. Okay, so from here all this combination takes place, and at the end it go towards the genital atrium. So this is about the male reproductive organ. If you talk about the female reproductive organ, what you have here, so it begins from the ovary, which lies medially, as you can see, medially in the posterior half of, consists of nearly 3 equal lobes. These are the 3 equal lobes. You have ovarian lobes 1, 2 and 3, and then ovarian tubules of each lobe leads into short broad oviduct. So from here and here there is a oviduct, and it enters. Oviduct unite to short narrow common oviduct and leads into the small chamber of U type. Okay, more or less compact vitelline gland of vitellarium is situated behind the ovary. Okay, and these glands produce yolk cells. So from this rise, a small vitelline duct also opens into number of unicellular glands surrounding the U types. So there are number of glands, as you can see here. So these are the ovaries, they combine. Here you have the glands in this area surrounding the U type, into which they pour the mucus secretion via minute cytoplasmic ductules. Fertilization of egg capsule occurs in the U type. Okay, now so junction of the common oviduct and the U type is marked at the beginning of narrow fertilization duct, which leads into the long narrow vagina. Okay, via dilation. So vagina opens into the genital atrium by the female genital pore, through which enter the sperms during sexual activity. So as you can see, it goes towards the genital atrium. This is a seminal receptacle. Okay, and it goes towards the genital atrium, where the fertilization may takes place. This median diverticulum is the uterus. There is a uterus which retains its simple up to about 600th proglotid, beyond which it begins to show lateral branching. So number and size of the uterine branches increases in the posterior proglotid. Okay, so this is about the reproductive system of the Taenia solium. In next lecture we will talk about the breeding and how the life cycle takes place in the Taenia solium. Thank you.